Hello guys and welcome back to Auto Craze. So I'm back at Evo Customs right now, sitting in a BMW X3, and this X3 has dropped down here for an infotainment system upgrade. So all the BMW owners who are watching this video, this is going to be very helpful video for you guys, and for others it's going to be an entertaining as well as an informative video. So stick until the end so that you guys get a complete overview of what exactly this video is all about. So for now, without any further delay, let's get started with the video. So guys, starting up with, this is how the Evo Fit Android head unit for the BMW X3 looks like. Now you guys might wonder, even the stock head unit looks similar, right? So in order to give the OE look, we have designed the infotainment system as well as a frame similar so that it does not look like any aftermarket install. Now coming back to the topic, the specifications of the Evo Fit Android head unit is, it's a 4GB RAM and a 64GB storage, and it runs on an Android 9. Now I did not add the installation process of this particular head unit as I did not want to bore you guys, but if you guys want to see the installation process of this, no worries, I'll make a separate video on that. Please do let me know down in the comment section. Now this Evo Fit Android head unit is integrated with all the BMW UI functions, including the steering motor controls, the iDrive system. Everything is integrated with this Android head unit and it works perfectly fine. Now moving down, the glove box is where the Apple CarPlay's wireless dongle has been installed, and you also have another USB port for your USB drive, or you can also connect it to a DVR. In this case, a DVR has been connected, but anytime you want to use a USB dongle, you can just disconnect the DVR or the Apple wireless CarPlay and use a USB device. Now this particular BMW X3 did not get a reverse parking camera from the factory, so we have integrated an aftermarket reverse parking camera with adaptive guidelines on this aftermarket head unit. Now those of the BMW owners who already have a stock reverse parking camera from BMW, no worries, that can also be integrated in this. For now, I'll start up this car and boot up the system and show you guys a complete overview of this infotainment system, including the touch response, the video quality, the wireless Apple CarPlay, everything I'll be showing it to you guys. For now, let's dive into the in-depth explanation of the infotainment system. So guys, for now, let's get started with the in-depth explanation and overview of this Evo Fit Android head unit for the BMW X3. So let me just start the car. So once I start the car, the system kind of boots up. So it shows the BMW logo out here, and then comes the Android logo. So let the system boot up. For now, let's fast forward this. So guys, this takes around 10 to 15 seconds in order to boot up and get the complete Android head unit's UI as well as the BMW UI to get going. So for now, let me move back to home. Now this is how the Android head unit's interface looks like. So yeah, music, navigation turns into Google Maps. So it's an Android head unit, so you definitely have Google Maps, all your Gmail and all that. So I'll be showing you guys that as well. For now, let me move back to home, and this is how the apps looks like. So you have all the apps which are possible on an Android head unit in a car. So everything works perfectly fine. I'll come back to this later. For now, let me move back to car info to show you guys the OE or the original BMW UI on how that works. Now this is where the original BMW UI. Now since the camera is on tripod, I cannot show you guys, but I'm using the inbuilt navigator from the house of BMW, which you get next to the gear knob. So this is how it works like. So once I move back, like, everything works perfectly fine, and even the steering mounted controls work perfectly fine with this. Now I'll just move back to the Android head unit infotainment system. Now moving to apps is where all the apps are located. So you have your Play Store, Chrome, Google Maps, Gmail, navigation. So this comes with an inbuilt GPS as well. Now this also has something called as the AutoKit app, and this AutoKit app is the one which helps in order to pay the wireless Apple CarPlay. Now I'll just show you guys the DVR and how the DVR works like. So there's an app for that. So once I turn on the DVR's app, the DVR kind of turns on. Now as you guys can see, since the DVR wasn't installed, I can move around so that I can show you guys a better view of it. Now this is how the road view is and the infotainment system. So I'll be giving you guys a clear view once the installation process of the DVR is done. Now moving back, this is how the home screen looks like. It has navigation, Bluetooth, and if you're playing a video, it shows the video and the title, the track which is going on. Now the best part about this, it also has the dashboard kind of thing which tells your kilometers per liter, your handbrake is on or not. If there's any error, it shows up here, and once I open to this, this is the complete dashboard. In fact, your instrument cluster comes up here, and this is in form of digital. So the handbrake is right now on, so it shows handbrake is pulled, the seat belt isn't on. There's 32 liters of diesel inside this vehicle, and this is the outside temperature, which is 26.5. Now this is the RPM gauge and this is the speedometer gauge. So since the car is stopped right now, I'll just rev the car to show you guys how the RPM gauge works. Now this works perfectly fine, and once you compare this with the instrument cluster, which is analog, both are similar. Now if I open the door, now it shows that the driver's side door is open, so everything works perfectly fine. So let me just move back to home. For now, I'll be showing you guys how the wireless Apple CarPlay works. So guys, now let's get started with the wireless Apple CarPlay demo. So I have an iPhone 11 in my hand, which is not paired with this device, so that I can show you guys a clear overview on how the wireless Apple CarPlay takes place. So what you have to do is go to apps, go to an AutoKit app which is already pre-built on this Evo CarPlay Android head unit. So just go to that. Now once you go to that, go to your settings, go to Bluetooth, and once you're scanning your Bluetooth, you can find something called as AutoKit. So each infotainment system kind of differs with the number. For this, it's an AutoKit 4474. So that's what is showing here on my mobile. It's an AutoKit 4474. So once I pair with this, tells the device Bluetooth is been pairing. So I have to just enter the code, which is nothing but 4 zeros. Once I pair that, automatically in just few seconds the Apple CarPlay will be shown. So before that, it also asks a notification which tells that use CarPlay. So I'll just still use Apple CarPlay, and now it's connecting. So this is how the first time pairing takes place. Now once you paired your mobile with the system, you just turn on the Bluetooth and the wireless Apple CarPlay just turns on. Now this is how the wireless Apple CarPlay works like. There's no wires connected. Now the user interface is similar to how Apple CarPlay should be, so that's how it is. Now you also have Google Maps as well as the Apple's Maps also inbuilt in this. You'll be knowing your messages, iTunes. So basically all the Apple CarPlay features will be available on this. So let me just disconnect. So all I have to do is go to the AutoKit 474 again, and I have to just turn off the Apple CarPlay, and the Apple CarPlay has been disconnected. So I'll be moving back to the system. So this is how basically a wireless Apple CarPlay works. Since it's the first time integration or connecting with the infotainment system, it takes around 30 seconds, but once you're connected, it just takes 5 to 6 seconds in order to turn on the Apple CarPlay. So once it's already connected, you just go to apps and turn on the AutoKit app, and your wireless Apple CarPlay has been displayed. So guys, now let's move to the next topic. Now the next topic is how fluid is the system. Now in my point of view, those of you guys who have used a Pioneer or a Sony system, this is 2 times more fluid than that. So you go to apps, and as you guys can see, I'm just wiping my finger and it's so fluid. As I told you guys before, 4GB RAM and 64GB storage is pretty much more than enough for an infotainment system in a car, as you're not going to game or something as such in this. But for basic functions and basic usage, what you do in a car, this is more than the requirement. So I'll be just showing you guys the touch fluidity. I'll be also playing a video and turning out the volume down so that I don't get into any copyrights issue. Videos, I'll be showing you guys how good clarity this particular display is. It supports a 1080p videos, so the clarity is just amazing. So let me just play something. So as you guys could see, the clarity was just amazing. So for the amount which you pay, you get something more than expected. So the clarity is just amazing. It's a 1080p display and it supports 1080p videos, and the clarity, the pixels, the coloring ratio, the contrast, everything kind of works perfectly fine. There's nothing to be cribbing around in this particular head unit. So guys, now moving to the next topic, Google Maps. Now most of them want their Google Maps pre-installed in their infotainment system, as they don't want to connect their mobile and have all that hassle. So this gets a separate GPS dongle which has been installed in the left hand corner of the dashboard. Since the camera angle is towards the infotainment system, I could not show you that, but I'll be adding the clip of that or the picture of that right now. Now coming back, this is how Google Maps is. So I'll just open the Google Maps, and the GPS accuracy is just on spot, on point, so everything was perfectly fine. Now there are two options. You can either insert a SIM card in this and have it hassle free, or else you have to just turn on a hotspot and connect the infotainment system for the hotspot in order to run the Google Maps, as it needs data. But if you have already pre-downloaded or pre-installed your route maps, it works even without the internet. So guys, those of you who wanted to see the reverse parking camera, it's very simple. Everything has been integrated with the system. So I'll just put the gear into reverse, and this is how the reverse parking camera is. As you guys can see, it's an adaptive guidelines, so everything works perfectly fine. Now this is an aftermarket camera, so if you have a stock camera in your BMW car, that can also be integrated. For now, let me just put this back to parking. So guys, now summing up, this infotainment system is fluid and super smooth, as you don't find any glitches or any lag or anything as such. So for the amount which you pay, you get something more than expected. You get a 4GB RAM and a 64GB storage. For an infotainment system, that's actually more, as you don't need so much of ROM as well as the RAM. But it's not bad to have higher configurations, right? So it's nothing wrong to have higher configurations. So once again, the fluidity, everything is just amazing. And those of you BMW owners who are still stuck with the age-old button operated infotainment system on any of your BMW cars, we have a beautiful solution here. You can drop down to Evo or contact the number or WhatsApp the number showing on your display right now, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys. So that's all for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, please consider the like button. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, turn the notification bell icon, and if you have any queries or suggestions, just comment down in the comment section or call the number again shown on the display, and we will reply to it. See you guys in the next video.